Hello. So I'm doing another pick a card reading. This one is around relationships, what you can do potentially for self-improvement or what you can get from a relationship to make that situation better. I realised at the start of my videos aren't very entertaining, so I'm just going to get into it as quick as possible. It's only a small reading. I've pulled 3 cards for each group: group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. I may add to them obviously if we need clarity, but as it stands, we're just going to do just a general, how can I improve my relationship? How can I improve myself? What's the kind of factors that I need to look out for? Different things like that. Basically just an overall improvement in a relationship sense. So I'm going to get these out of the way and go on to group number 1. Okay, so they have the Hierophant, the 8 of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So the Hierophant, so you yourself could be a Taurus, or you're in a relationship with a Taurus. It could also be someone obviously of authority. You could be a person in authority, or they could, who is kind of a leader. It doesn't necessarily mean the same thing that it used to be in the olden days of like clergy of the church, or, you know, priest, high priest, that kind of thing, priest of the church. But it's definitely someone who is maybe in management, maybe a team leader, someone who, or has that kind of energy, so has that kind of leadership energy. They're not a follower, they are a forward thinker, you know, a strong personality, someone who can take care of others. It could just be a strong father figure that you're dealing with. So the 8 of Cups signifies that there may be a little bit of emotional trauma going on, something that you're potentially escaping from, or that your partner is escaping. Unfortunately, these can work both ways. The way that I've kind of imagined it and read for it is that it could either be you or your partner, so you'll have to put this scenario into whichever really fits. But it does look like there is some kind of emotional instability, I should say. Instability is not a word. That's making one of you essentially want to either leave the relationship or just feel so overwhelmed by everything just to escape, even if it is temporary, like going on a break, for instance. That could be something that is going on which is causing trouble in the relationship. I also feel like this could be maybe an issue with alcohol. I don't know why I feel that way. I think maybe just purely the cups, the water, the nighttime kind of vibe. That's just kind of what it's giving me. Maybe you're having issues within the relationship around alcohol. Maybe, like I said, either yourself or your partner, that is causing some issues for you. Now, the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. This is definitely not going to be an easy fix. This is an uphill climb, but you have things on your side. You definitely have the right path. You have the skills that you need on your side. It's simply unearthing them. It's finding them. Money could be a problem, especially if it is linked to alcoholism and kind of just spending and I really feel like it's a nighttime issue. During the day, I think you're all right. I think you get on, and then when it comes to the nighttime, it all goes a bit pear-shaped, and this isn't all the time. I don't see this as a constant issue, but it is there, and it is with. I do feel this nighttime vibe, but you're looking at it like it's such a mountain. It's such an overwhelming problem, where it's not. There could be someone else who can help you with the 3. It could be that you need support within the relationship. There's 2 of you dealing with this now, which is causing problems. So potentially and possibly to look for a 3rd person who can help, maybe someone who's been through similar, one of your friends who could give you some guidance, or it could be a family member who's just willing to help you or that person. It could be a health professional who could get involved, especially if it is related around kind of alcohol or substance abuse, things like that. So there may be a 3rd person that you want to invite into this triangle to help and support you in both of you and the outcome. But it's not as big as it seems. And I don't want to say that you're over dramatizing it, or that you're worrying about it too much, because there is definitely still an issue there, but it's not as big and as dangerous as you think that it is. And with a little bit of support and a little bit of guidance, this relationship is easily solvable. You're very stable. You have your words today. You have your kind of hierarchy. I don't want to say hierarchy, but you have your lives set out the way that works perfectly for you two. It might not make sense to everyone, but the way that you deal with your relationship, it works for you, and it will continue to. There's not any flaws in the relationship itself. It's just these odd habits or these odd activities that are causing one of you towards the other this amount of stress. So yeah, my recommendation would be to look for a third party, someone who can help, or just give you advice, just talk you through it, maybe even just talk to you to calm you down, to give you support, not necessarily to get involved in dealing with the other person and the problems, but just to be there for your own backup, and to look at the problems clearly. So not to look at it as the bigger picture. Let's break it down. Let's break it down into, okay, so they did this. Well, that's all right if it's in moderation, or if it's just once a week, or if we agree there's a compromise somewhere that if they get to do this, then I get to do this. Just break it down. Don't look at it as a whole big, well, this is, irresponsible and it's such a big deal, and blowing it out of proportion, because that's going to cause the fights essentially. So you want to look at it just take a step back, look at it as a breakdown of the smaller details of what's actually happened, and that will help put things into clarity for you. And moving forward, just deal with the smaller issues. Don't try and tackle everything all at once. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. I'm going to move on to group number 2. So we have the 7 of Wands. Oh, the Hermit in reverse. Wow, okay. Okay, 10 of Swords energy. Okay. Okay, regarding this relationship, I don't know if this is more for a single person, so this could be that you're not actually in a relationship, or if you are, that the relationship's coming to an end, or something potentially negative that you've been struggling with, you've had difficulties within this relationship. And to be honest, I can't see it being worth it. That sounds awful, but I feel like you've struggled a long time with this. There's a lot going on. There's a lot, not just within the relationship, but it's affecting everything around it. So it's affecting your work life, your family life, your mental health, your finances, different things. There is a lot of struggle within this relationship that's not healthy. The Hermit in reverse, I think, just symbolises that, it's time to probably move on and not be in this situation anymore, to be honest. I think if you had the Hermit straight, I would say that's a good indication that you just take some time to yourself, and you can get through this and you can work on it. But I think the Hermit in reverse really, to me, is just saying it doesn't matter how much you change yourself, or you focus on yourself, or you try to make this a better situation, it's not going to end up the way that you want it to. This person is either not in it 100% like you are, or maybe, as I said earlier, it could be either way. So it could be that you're not feeling it, and deep down that it's not right for you, and the information, the feelings that you're getting from this other person aren't helping, and ultimately it's just not going to be a healthy outcome. It really just sounds like, if you've come to this reading kind of thing with wanting a bit of advice of what to do with your relationship, I'm sorry to be the one who is this dramatic, but I think deep down you know the answer yourself, that maybe it's just not working. And it doesn't matter how much you struggle and how much you try to improve yourself and the situation and the other person involved, and it's flogging a dead horse. It's maybe not worth the effort, to be honest. It's I don't think it's worth the pain that you're putting yourself through. Let's draw another card, because that, I think, tells a pretty good story, but let's just get clarity on it. I'm just going to pull you another card. Temperance. You got Temperance. I think better things are coming, to be honest. Better things, more stable things, more emotionally rewarding things, more positive things. You know, a new day is coming, a new dawn, a new life is available. And I know it might hurt. I think it will, you know, a breakup's never easy. But I think if you look deep down, if you really did some soul searching and really thought about this and yourself situation and your partner's situation of what you're both going through, the struggle that you're both going through, I really think you should consider, you know, just taking the path that's best for you. I'm not going to say that is breaking up or ending the relationship completely, but I think deep down you'll know what to do. I think that's the advice, is that if you turn this inwards and look towards your inner self and your guidance, I think Temperance, you know, angels, you have guidance there, you have the signs are there, and by not listening to them, you're going to end up hurt. You're going to end up with just this kind of overwhelming, you know, emotion. Doesn't necessarily mean pain, doesn't mean upset, but it's just heavy. It's a very heavy energy, which is not why would you choose that when you could have a light-hearted happiness? You could both have happiness, and I don't think that happiness is being provided in this relationship. As it is, there's always chance that a change in emotional shift and a change in support, a change in you know, the environment and different factors that could improve things. But I think the way that it is at the moment, it's not positive, but that doesn't mean it has to be negative. That just means that there is change, there is things you can do, there is movement. There's a new day coming. Just let's maybe set this one to rest for now. If you struggle with that, you know, look at it as a temporary solution and see what happens. But overall, I'd be cooling things off if nothing else. I hope that helps. I hope that resonates. Sorry that wasn't very positive. I'm sorry. But I hope that does resonate. And I'm going to move on to group number 3. So we have got for group number 3, Page of Pentacles. Ooh, 4 of Pentacles and the Devil in reverse. Okay. Okay, I'm feeling like this is a new relationship, or it could again be someone who is single, so it could be that you haven't found the relationship yet, or that you're in the very early stages of one, or that if it has been a long relationship, that it's like a renewal, that something has changed to make you look at the relationship as a new one, like a fresh start. Let's try again. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting from this. Is that you're trying again, you definitely are, or your partner is looking at this as a fresh start, or it's a new relationship. It's all very new and exciting and fun again, but you're not getting 100% from this person or from yourself. You're not 100% into it. One of you is, but maybe you're not feeling the same way. I'm going to just say it that way, that, you know, you're the person who is 100% into it, shall we say. So it could be vice versa, but just for ease of talking, I'll say it that way. So you're 100% into the situation. It's new, it's exciting, it's something that you've not experienced before as well. It could be a new adventure, it could be someone maybe out of town, that maybe a long distance relationship, something like that. I feel like travel's involved somewhere in it. And money is involved as well. I think money is kind of a key factor, whether there's two not there's too much of it. I don't know if you can have too much money. I suppose you can. But there's a kind of lack of pressure when money is concerned, which maybe you haven't dealt with in the past. So this person maybe has more money potentially than you have dealt with in someone in the past. So it's kind of, that's new, exciting, that maybe you're being treated. Or if you're not in a relationship, that it could be something potentially that is coming your way, is that there is someone who can provide, basically. So will treat you to the meals and the shopping and whatever. And it's just, money is not really an issue in this relationship, but I feel like it's very not selfish. It maybe feels odd to you because you've not dealt with this before, so you've not been showered, kind of thing, with this affection before, so you're not really sure how to handle it, and because of that, you're kind of taking a step back. You're not putting your 100% in. You're not feeling you're all into this. And you've got some reservations about the relationship and how the future's going to play out, how it's going to work moving forward. I can completely understand why you feel that way. I feel like maybe in the past you've had some quite rocky relationships, some kind of bad times, and that's reflecting into this new relationship. You're kind of feeling like the feeling of it's too good to be true. With this person, this new person, you're like, well, why are they giving me so much affection and attention and love and spoiling me and this and that? I've never had this before, maybe I don't deserve it, and you've got kind of doubting feelings about yourself. Or like I said, it could be vice versa, or it could be a new relationship that you're not even in yet, and it's going to happen to you. But I feel that's very much the vibe, is that you're not understanding why you've been kind of blessed with this situation. Like that you're undeserving of it. And I think that purely comes down to your past relationships, and past relationships can really affect us, whether we know it or not. We can subconsciously be affected by actions and people in the past and think, oh, well, we're over it, we've moved on, when really deep down the feelings are still there. There could be triggers that are still there. You go to a certain restaurant and without knowing, because you went there with your partner 7 years ago, your ex-partner, but that'll trigger the feelings that you had with that person throughout the relationship. So if it was somewhat abusive or difficult, just being in that place could make you react to those emotions that you've previously suffered, even though you're on the surface, you're not thinking. You walk into that place and you think, oh, I came here with my ex 7 years ago. That doesn't immediately pop into your head, but somewhere in there subconsciously that has triggered, and that can affect the way that you're acting with the new partner, and that could be potentially jeopardizing the new relationship. So I think what this is all really about is putting the past behind you. I know that's so much easier said than done, but maybe even working through some of the past issues that you suffered with an ex-partner that you're still really not over yet. There's obviously lots of help online. I'm not a trained psychologist by any means, but you can get support, even just talking to friends and family about it. Even talking to your new partner, I think, is a good suggestion, because they have obviously, 9 times out of 10, everyone's got a past, everyone's got a history. So if you can sit down and say, look, this happened to me in my previous relationship, it's kind of affecting me, it's kind of worried about it, you doing whatever the other day has kind of caused an issue because of the way, and they'll say, well, but you could ask them, have you had issues? Is there anything that I can do? And it could really be a bonding force between you to talk about the past, to talk about the problems, and just to give them a better understanding. They might be thinking, right, I'm showering this person with all the love in the world, I'm giving them everything they want, what more can I do? And I'm still not getting the reaction that I want from them, and I don't know why, and that's frustrating them, that's causing issues, that's causing a barrier between you. Whereas if you can sit down and say, look, this has happened to me in the past, I appreciate everything that you're doing, but it is making me feel this way, and you can resolve it between you. Hiding from it and not dealing with it and keeping these secrets, it could lead them to believe there's other things going on, which obviously will cause different issues than what's necessary. You can easily solve this by facing the past, dealing with the past, talking about it, getting your partner involved, There's a cat now. Hey. That might be a good sign, I don't know. Just move my camera. Yeah, sorry. So, as I was saying, dealing with the past is definitely the way to move towards your future. Just understanding that there has been issues, talking about them is going to help your relationship move forward. Okay? So I hope that helps. I hope that resonates. Thank you very much for listening to me. And I'm going to move on to group number 4. So group number 4, we have got the 3 of Wands in reverse, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Father of Wands. Now, I saw this card earlier actually when I was shuffling. Thought it might make an appearance. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Okay, again, I kind of feel this is more for a single person, or it's a relationship that makes you feel single. I think, okay, the vibes basically that I'm getting is that you currently are feeling quite alone. You're struggling quite a bit with social activities, maybe going out. Maybe there's that you are in a relationship, but you're feeling that you can't get involved in the kind of social element of it. So you don't really want to go out with his friends. You don't really want to meet his family. That kind of situation. If you are single, I think it's just the same. So all these, it's hard to talk about 3 different scenarios all in one go, but basically I think it's a feeling of isolation, of loneliness, of not being part of the group, of the social. I think it's definitely a social issue is what you're dealing with. It's just being isolated, it's being left out. You're not feeling like one of the family, perhaps. Maybe it's the family of the partner. But with the 10 of Pentacles, this is all about community and togetherness and happiness and strength and family and friends. So I think although you're feeling this way, it's not really the situation. You might be feeling left out and isolated, but everyone else involved is kind of, confused by why you're feeling this way, because what else can they do, kind of thing. That's the message I'm getting. That is, what else do you want in a nice, respectful way. I think these are feelings that you are dealing with personally. It could be down to anxiety, down to depression, down to something that is actually within you that you are struggling with. Sorry, I was looking at my camera. Whereas in reality, it's kind of more on you. It's I don't want to be awful, but it's in your head. It's not an actual reality of what is happening in the real world. That sounds awful, but okay. It's confusing me, is this one, because moving forward, you've got the supportive partner. So the outcome of this is, although you feel this way about whatever it may be, the social situation, the anxiety, the panic, the feeling left out, no one else is kind of feeling that same vibe. They're all together, community. They want you to be a part of it. They want you to get involved. They miss you at social gatherings. They want you to be included. And it's you who's distancing yourself and separating yourself. Now, the outcome to this is really to speak to your partner, to speak to your significant other, because they are the ones who can support you through this. They are the support that you need. Where you're feeling disconnected, there's a big disconnect in everything that's happening, to be honest, in your in your situation. You're feeling very disconnected and isolated from the family or from the friends, and that is causing a reaction with the partner because they're feeling like you don't want to get involved, where they're all telling him, well, why isn't she involved? That's, you know, it's getting all a bit out of hand. So what you need to do is cut out the middleman for now and put these two things together, because he can, I assume it's he, sorry, that's bad to assume, but they can really support you in what you're going through. They have the answers. They know what to do to get you back into this happy family community environment. So you need to be asking your partner for the support. I'm going to pull another card just to get some clarity. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. You're feeling so left out. You're definitely feeling left out socially. You're feeling tossed out in the cold. You're not feeling invited. Maybe you haven't been invited, and it's one of those things, you know, they say it's an admin error or whatever, and it's actually really bothered you. It's really got to you that, you know, you haven't had this invite, or you haven't been made to feel like you're part of the group. But really, it may look that way, it may appear that way, it may feel that way, but it's all for face value. Underneath it all, you are welcome, you are wanted, you are part of the group, part of the family. You just need to change how you feel. It's all within yourself, how you can affect the outcome of this. No one's going to be able to do it. Your partner will be able to reassure you, they'll be able to give you advice, they'll be able to support you, but it comes from within. So you need to have a serious, you know, powwow, sit down with yourself and just think things through. And maybe make small steps. If you make small steps, holding your partner's hand to go into the social situation, which may seem daunting, it may seem that it's something you don't want to do, but it'll turn out better than you think. If you're worried about going to a certain event, if you're worried about meeting the parents, that kind of thing, he's going to support you, they're going to support you, and it's going to turn out so much better than you think. That all this anxiety and this panic, you'll realise was unnecessary, or was blown out of proportion. You know, you worked yourself up so much worrying about the situation, when really you always had the support, you were always capable, and they always thought highly of you anyway. All this kind of feeling of negativity and dread and worry, that's come from you, that's no one else. That's something that you need to deal with. And with the support of your partner, go. If there's a social gathering coming up, if there's something happening coming up, go. It will be so much better than you think it's going to be. The panic and the anxiety and the worry is not necessary. Your partner, the person, whoever it may be, this may be a new, you know, like speed dating, and the person there is going to help you, and it's going to have such a good outcome. The outcome of this is going to be positive. It's a positive outcome. So put your worry to one side. Stop dwelling and stressing. Look for that person of support, that partner of support, and whatever this gathering is will be great. You'll enjoy yourself. You'll have a good time, I promise. Okay. So I hope that helps. I hope that resonates. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please do leave me a comment, any kind of feedback. Completely grateful. I'm not doing this because of YouTube fame or whatever. I basically just want to help people. I want to make these videos. I want to share whatever, you know, information and help that I can. So I just hope that is happening somewhere. I hope someone's getting benefit from this. But yeah. So anyway, thanks very much. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.